kindness of our heart, cheerfully give to the men who sown unto us spiritual things, man.
That's right.
That's what that's all about, man.
That's right.
If y'all want to take it that way, y'all take it that way.
But we understand. You'll know us by the love we have for one another, and we damn near fight over pain.
Yeah.
You know, like for real. That's the level of it. It's not that, you know, if a brother don't got it, then hey, he can't fight to pay. You know, it's all right. But that's never an issue.
Yeah.
Whether that's an apostle or the youngest brother or the top brother, it don't matter. Anybody in the body.
Yeah.
It been another camp. You know, this is what y'all don't know. But that we're being subservient to one another because we're being subservient unto Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
To the men of Yahweh Shai, unto the church, unto the body.
Yep.
I had you hit a bunch of them, so let me what I wanted. Oh, this one. Do you know what that one's at? Could you grab it? Masters of servants obey your masters. The one to use the birth of a nation scripture, as I like to call it. But I'm gonna read this right quick, and this is the real meaning for this. This breakdown it ain't a heavy breakdown, but this understanding out of this scripture I'm about to read in Romans the 13th chapter. You need to understand how this is meant, because they're gonna use this same one to make you take the mark of the beast. You know. So Romans 13:1 it said, "Let every matter of fact, you got it already."
This might not be the one. Let me see. It might be in Ephesians.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me check Ephesians.
It's the one that he used in the movie. Servants obey your masters. It was like the main scripture he was pushing.
It might be Peter. Let me see.
I think it is Peter.
I think it might be Peter. Let me see. First Peter.
I might have it. 2. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yep.
You're right. Yep.
1 Peter 2:18.
Baba Kushai, you can bring it out.
Yeah, this is 1 Peter 2:18. Servants, be subject to your masters with all fear.
Wait, go up to 17.
Yeah, 1 Peter 2:17. It says, "Honor all men." All right, meaning respect. Yeah. You know, you got to maintain a level of respect for all men, especially if they're in the body and they're right. You know, they have a position in the church where they're serving Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You got to have respect to those men.
Let me say this, because this rarely gets said out loud, and you people get real simple. I'm talking about not the men of understanding that understand this thing, or of the circumcision. You other people, when you read the Bible, you don't understand. The Old Testament was basically nations being dealt with. But then particularly Israel as a nation being dealt with. Well, the New Testament is particularly talking about inside the brotherhood. Mm-hmm. That's it. It's not
he's talking about just the church.
Yeah.
Basically just the church, man. All of the New Testament is really about the church, man.
All this love you're talking about that Jesus came and brought, that's within the body of the church, man, amongst the elect. That's slaves. Not amongst the nation or the other heathen nations either.
Yeah. Servants, obey your masters. That's still all within the church.
Right.
All right. That's not talking about bowing down to the white man.
Right. That's not talking about any of that bowing down to a nigga.
Right.
You know? This is about inside, because that rarely gets said out loud, you know? Mm-hmm. So don't get simple when it comes to the whole New Testament is talking about inside the body. There's some schisms and niggas in there, but you got to weed them out, deal with each other in the right way. But you got to weed them out, though.
Yep.
You know, so there's things set up in this Bible like that. But go ahead, bro.
Yeah, 1 Peter 2:17. Mm-hmm. Honor all men.
Yep.
Love the brotherhood.
Yep.
Fear the Most High. Yep. Honor the king.
The men that have rule over you.
Mm-hmm.
Because why? Because all of this is serving a purpose for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
But also you got to be wise and know who's your enemy too. You know, how do you know they're an enemy of the word?
Yep.
That's easy. Once they're inside the word and you see that they're doing the best of their ability to serve the Most High with fear, hey, you know that they're going to honor the king. They fear the Most High. They're going to love the brother. All these things is going to line up.
Yep.
Keep going, bro.
Yep. 18. Servants, be subject
this is the one.
To your masters with all fear.
Subject. I think that's on. I think that was on one of the definitions. I'm in Google, but yeah, you can check it out.
Yeah. I'll get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, subject.
Hypostaso.
Yep, hypotasso.
Hypotasso.
Yep. And it means to arrange under, to subordinate.
Subordinate was definitely
one of the.
Yep.
Where is it at? Yeah, right there.
Yep.
Yep. Less so. You make yourself less important. It ain't about you.
Make yourself.
You know.
Make not yourself equal with great men.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Unlike niggas out there that that don't have that same respect that the scriptures tell you to have for especially for your elders.
I gotta
they'll get in front of them and call them motherfuckers and think that even though they were being humorous or however they want to explain themselves, whether it was a joke or not, the scriptures still tell you to have respect, honor all men.
Yep.
And that's not you not honoring the men when you call them out their name.
Right.
Okay.
It's a disrespectful thing to call a man out of his name anyway.
Right.
That's a worldly thing. We shouldn't have to talk about that. That's milk. When we talk about these things, you should already be weaned off of that. You should, them niggardisms, you should already have that figured out within yourself before you come into this word.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, it says to subject, put in subjection.
That made me think of this, and I had it too. Just like you want your woman to be in subjection, right? The same way that with the whole body thing came up.
Look, it says to subject oneself, obey, to submit to one's control, somebody's authority.
Who is that? The Most High. Mm-hmm. You should already have submitted yourself to that, to the Most High. Mm-hmm. To whatever his will and his spirit is, that's a prayer that you should use, that I get myself out the way to fulfill your will. Yep. That I don't make it about me, that I'm thinking about the big picture, thinking about you, thinking about the brotherhood, thinking about the doctrine,
yep.
The church. And then lastly thinking of my family, then lastly thinking about yourself.
Yep. It says to yield to one's admonition or advice.
Yep.
And that videos are constantly going up admonishing brothers in different things, man.
Yep.
There's always a video put up of brothers, telling, hey, you might have brothers put up a video saying, hey, man, take rebuke.
Yep.
Learn how to take rebuke, man. Take the L, take the low.
Brothers admonishing brothers on how to deal with the police. We touch everything in this thing.
Yeah.
Over here at Great Millstone, we touch everything.
Yeah.
How to watch movies with a spiritual eye. Mm-hmm. Just everything. I'm just throwing,
Yeah.
Just we
recently
everything.
One of the things was admonishing brothers not to defraud one another.
Right.
Because you even have that going on amongst the body.
Yep.
That ain't right. So if you care for the body, you care for the brotherhood, the church, then you're gonna go and put out that admonition to the church. Don't behave yourself like that.
Yep.
All right, that's in total violation of the church. Really, you sinning against Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, So yeah, man,
Oh, you're on now. Yeah. I'll just quote it. I was gonna grab it, but it says, "The greater thou art, the more humble thyself."
Yeah, that's in Ecclesiastes.
It's in one. It's in both. One in both.
Yeah.
One is like Wisdom of Solomon or Ecclesiastes.
Yeah.
I'll just grab it.
Ecclesiastes, I think, the
third chapter?
Third chapter, like the 18th verse.
Yep. This is in 3 and around 18. Sirach. This is Sirach, chapter 3, verse 18. It's good. It's a good chapter. It says, but I'm just hit this point. It says, it's the first in 18. It says, "The greater thou art, the more humble thyself." Yep. You're more of a servant. We should really be trying to one up each other. I hate to say it like that. In meekness and humility. That's really what we should be doing. That's a good perspective to kind of start from. Not to be like, no, brother, you go, no, back and forth, making it a beef about trying to be who's more brotherly. Just allow that man beat you to it, man. Let it happen. You know how many times I was sitting there waiting to refresh the apostles' drink, and he was already up refreshing my drink by the time I realized he needed to be refreshed? Or that I would need to be refreshed and he wasn't even needing it yet. You got to allow it to be that way. If you had a capacity to be there, hey, do that, man. It's all right. It's a beautiful thing. I wish I had I'm glad when it does work out that we able to serve brothers, man, be a servant unto brothers, man, to give alms or whatever the situation may be.
Yeah.
You know, it says, the greater thou art, the more humble thyself, and thou shalt find favor before the Lord Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. And that's that. Yeah, I'll read it. Yep, says, many are in high place and of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek. Yeah, and one character trait that I notice about every head brother of a camp that I've ever come across is they don't put themselves on a level above anybody. Every head that I've ever met of any camp that I've ever met, they don't put themselves above anybody else. You know, they're really naturally into that position of serving brothers, man. You know, with first and foremost with the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. First and foremost, you know.
Yeah, because you're given a responsibility, man. You want to serve them, meaning you want to basically take care of them, make sure they're under your watch. You want to make sure they're all good, man. You want to make sure they're in order. You want to make sure they're fed. You know, they're in good health. You know, they're constantly getting admonition. They're being built up. I mean, it's a lot of different things that's given to men that are heads as a responsibility.
Yeah.
You know. And you can't take that lightly, man, because if you cause one of the little ones to slip and fall, it's better that you tie a millstone to your neck.
That's right.
You know? So basically the Lord is charging you with care to his little ones, man. You know? So you got to serve them, but they also got to be subservient to you.
Right.
You know?
Because
it's kind of like it's mutual. Like y'all serving one another.
Right.
Everybody's serving each other in this thing, man.
Hey, and who's the more humble? The more humble is after the person of greater power that has more understanding.
Yep.
You have to make them. You have to set that like a baby. Like if you think about it like a baby, a newborn baby, right? Hey, you got to change your life to deal with a baby now. You can't just I'm gonna go to sleep and doze off and and be gone. The baby needs to be fed or changed or whatever's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's certain things that you now got to do when they're to a baby. Well, same thing with this word. When men need breakdowns, hey, you got to make yourself available to give those out.
Yep.
You know, when they get to sit there and relax as you administer the word unto them. You know, give them the understanding. You don't get to chill and have people break down to you and you just like, yeah. No, you got to be the one that come out and delivered unto them. That's what this is. That's what all these trips were about that Paul and Peter and them were doing, that the church was doing around that whole region back then, that we're going to have to do in the time to come.
Yep.
We're going to have to get out there and really, that's what we're doing now on the streets. We got to get out there in the face of these people and put this word in them, man. Give them that opportunity to get it. And there's a lot of people on the fence right now. They're not sure. But they kind of want to, but they need a sign. They need something. Mm-hmm. And I guess the eclipse wasn't enough. So you're going to need something else, probably spiritual power, which is coming.
Oh, it's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah, I want to get this real quick. This is Galatians 5:13. It says, "For brethren, you have been called unto liberty.
Yep.
Only use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh."
Yeah, don't rule over somebody because you're in a position to attain to your flesh. You know, to exalt yourself, basically. You know. Yep. That's what you don't want. Oh, I'm the head guy. Like the apostle tells about, I forgot who it was. They was in line, and one of the top generals or whatever kind of cut the line. Mm-hmm. What should have happened was, if he was really a man of the Lord, who's ever at the front of that line might have made their plate and brought it on to him. You know, or the humility of him standing and letting everybody eat and then coming and take what's left. You know?
Yeah. I mean, and right now, we're called into liberty, meaning there's certain freedoms we can do,
mm-hmm.
you know, while we in the faith, you know what I'm saying? Because we're not under the law like we once was before Yahweh came.
Right.
All right. We still have to keep the law, but we're not under the law like once before.
Right.
But just because we have certain liberties, that doesn't mean we abuse it.
Right.
You know, you use that and now you can just do what the hell you want to do. You know, you could talk to brothers how you want to talk to them.
Right.
You know, you could be a tyrant over them. You can go and use brothers, you know, defraud brothers, you know, extort money from brothers, man. Yeah. That's using the liberty as an occasion to the flesh.
That's right.
All right. There's no need for you to go and extract money from brothers
to do something that's
do something that's just for you.
Hey,
no,
tithes brothers. For the camp. Right.
Tithes is for the camp for brothers that's in need. You know what I'm saying? It's an emergency and brothers need it, or they in a jam, and you know, brothers might have, you know, their horse might need fixing, you know, which is their vehicles, their car, you know, different things of that nature. But you don't just go and, you know, take things from brothers, and you just take advantage of the kindness of brothers, man.
Right, because brothers is gonna be brotherly, man. Brothers is there, but the examples of what not to do, I guess they gotta be there too.
Yeah,
you know, and we learn from that. But come on now, we're too late in the game for you, you know, whether you say you yourself or however, for you to be the one that's making this thing not right.
Yeah.
Everybody got a role to play. That's why you said that mutual thing of I'm serving. Yeah, okay, you gave me the money, but I'm doing this. Trust me, it's a fair exchange through the spirit, man. Trust me, it's a fair exchange through the spirit. And fuck these FRNs, man.
Hey, really, let me say this though. It's really not a fair exchange, because what the apostles is giving the brothers, the body, is things that's gonna say like it's gonna literally get you delivered, saved.
Mm-hmm.
But you're giving them carnal things, which are things that are temporal, things that'll perish.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Me giving the apostle a bottle of wine does not compare to him giving me the breakdown of the scriptures that I need to know. Yep. That's vital for me to make it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? They taught you that you was an Israelite. They taught you how to keep the Passover. They taught you how to keep the feast, the high holy days.
That's right.
Basically, they taught you how to properly worship Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
We didn't have that before we came into the truth.
That's right.
So they gave us things that that's spiritual, and all we could give them is
shit,
you know, Federal Reserve
My
notes.
Bad, because I got carnal things to give to you. Here, have this T-shirt or this sweater or this, you know, here this bottle of wine, you know.
Yeah, here's some money, you know.
But you came and gave me a deep breakdown and unlocked a whole nother level of life and understanding.
Yeah.
Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding unto me, though, while you were here.
Come on, all you niggas that left and y'all talking shit, y'all, majority of y'all, if not all of you, would not be out there still teaching. You would not have a camp if you never learned from these men.
Right.
You would not be out there doing what you're doing right now if you didn't learn from these men.
Right. If you didn't see them first.
If you didn't see them first, and you would not be out there doing what you're doing, because most of what you're teaching, what you know, came from you being taught by those men. All right? It's just a pride thing that you niggas don't want to give that respect. You know? And you refuse to be subservient. You were the men who did not want to be subservient to your elders, man. You don't want to give them the double respect. All right? I'm going to finish this. It says, but by love, serve one another. So we serve each other, man. Okay? We're slaves first and foremost to Yahweh by way of his son, Yahweh Shai. But then we also slaves to each other.
That's right.
Okay?
And that's the slavery is a labor of love, so to speak.
Yeah, that's right.
That should be a labor of love.
Yeah.
A brother called you for a breakdown. Brother called me last night to chat it up, but also we're gonna hit off on some scriptures.
Yeah.
He hit me with the scriptures. You know what? He served me because now I'm remembering breakdowns and I'm going back and getting those precepts, finding where they at. So that's building me up. As me reading these scriptures and breaking them down to him once I found them, which was my part, now him getting them, that's his part. Now he knows that those precepts go with that.
Yep.
You know, so it works hand in hand. You know, we're both servants unto each other.
Yep.
You know, that's why the apostles and the elders always say, like, man, when you guys do shows, it builds us up. You know, to go and do more shows.
Yep.
There's more on there.
That was the main point.
Yeah.
If you wanted, I can go into these scriptures that I had up too, unless we didn't hit.
Well, let me hit one. Let me hit one, and then we can hit those.
All right, come on.
Which is Romans 13. Romans 13:1. It says, "Let every soul."
Yeah, that was one of the ones I already had.
Oh,
That's
so
a spirit. That's a spirit, though. That's hey, con. Yeah, this.
I just want to get that one next, but this is perfect.
Yeah, Romans 13:1. It says, "Let every soul be subject." All right, meaning you're subjugated. You're under the authority of one, right?
This was the one I wanted.
You're under the rule of. All right, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers.
Hold on. Let me read this because I didn't get this. Was the one I was supposed to read.